Omon'Oba Akpolokpolo Erediauwa I, the 38th Oba of Benin, and the traditional head of state of all Benin people anywhere in the world, formerly known as Prince Solomon Akenzua, who succeeded his father Oba Erediauwa II, was formally crowned as the Oba of Benin on the 23rd of March 1979. Born on the 22nd of June 1923, Oba Erediauwa joined his ancestors on Friday 29 April 2016. According to Chief Sam Igbe, the Iyase of Benin Kingdom, the native chalk has broken. The Oba of Benin, Oba Erediauwa, has passed on. According to the tradition of the Benin people, Chief Sam Igbe, the Iyase of Benin Kingdom, or Prime Minister, had to perform a series of consultations with other palace chiefs. It is traditionally sacrosanct that with the demise of the Oba of Benin Kingdom, in this instance, Omon'Oba Akpolokpolo, Oba Erediauwa, all Benin sons should have their hair cut, and the major markets are expected to be shut down indefinitely. In addition, all ceremonies, especially burial ceremonies, should be put on hold until after the burial rites of the Benin monarch has been announced and finalized. This is as a mark of respect for the respected departed monarch. Meanwhile, just as Oba Erediauwa succeeded his father, Oba Erediauwa II, his eldest son, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Erediauwa, has also been announced to ascend his father's seat. Since the passing of Oba Erediauwa, there have been an outpouring of heartfelt messages of solidarity and support for the royal family from all corners of the globe. The common thread in all these messages from both Benin sons and daughters, and even non-indigenes alike, is that Oba Erediauwa was a peacemaker par excellence, an eloquent exemplar of all the good attributes that stand the average Benin person out distinctly anywhere in the world. Oba Erediauwa was described as an embodiment of the highly respected cultures and traditions of the Benin people, as exemplified always in all his actions and deeds. Indeed, Oba Erediauwa will go down in history as one of the most exposed and accomplished monarchs in the history of Nigeria's traditional institution. Oba Erediauwa attended Government College Ibadan between 1939 to 1945, Yaba College of Technology before going to King's College, Cambridge in the United Kingdom to study law and administration. Oba Erediauwa joined the Eastern Nigeria Civil Service in 1957 as a district officer. He later moved to the Federal Civil Service, where he retired as a permanent secretary with the Ministry of Health in 1973. Oba Erediauwa was the regional representative of Gulf Oil. In 1975, he was appointed as Commissioner of Finance in Bendel State during the military government of Major General George Kaini. Oba Erediauwa will be remembered as someone who regularly brokered peace among the people, politicians, and indigenes of the state. Edo civilization is said to be over 6,000 years old today. Benin remains the traditional and administrative headquarters of Benin Kingdom. In times of old, kings of Benin ruled from their palaces. Subsequently, the palace is located in selected locations that suited the kings. The present site, not too far from Benin Airport, has remained a permanent abode of the Oba of Benin. The Benins are considered as a microcosm not only of Nigeria, but the world. The Benins adhere strictly to customs and tradition. The Bisiola Tilashel, BOS, was in Benin City, the Edo State capital, to join indigenes of the state, other well-wishers and admirers of Oba Erediauwa, to observe some aspects of the 14-day final burial rites to formally send forth the traditional head of state of Benin people at home and in the diaspora. The reception, the social aspect of the final rites for Oba Erediauwa, which took place at the palace grounds, was witnessed by a diverse assemblage of indigenes of Edo State from all spheres of life. They had come from different parts of the world to pay their final respects to a father of all, whose 37 years reign on the throne has brought a lot of development and peace to Benin Kingdom. From all walks of life, Politicians, religious leaders, technocrats, businessmen and women all registered a huge presence at the carnival-like ceremony. Music was very much part of this celebration. Traditional, cultural, and contemporary genres of music held sway. All the children, grandchildren, siblings, cousins, and extended family members of Oba Erediauwa were there to join in the celebration. Prominent figures at the ceremony were the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Dr. Odubu, the Minister of State for Health, Dr. Ihanire. He was joined by Senator Daisy Danjuma and ministers and others. It was an event in which all political parties fused together on one page to celebrate a father of all politicians. People turned out in captivating designs and styles of the different colors of the Ankara fabrics they decided to wear as they sent forth Oba Erediauwa, a man of refreshing and exquisite style, whose appearance at the annual Igwe festival adds a lot of royal touch to the festival. BOS was at what was described as the wake-keep service for Oba Erediauwa. Here again, music, dancing, and general feel-good atmosphere permeated the air. In this special interview with family members and friends of Oba Erediauwa, they all share their views with the BOS.
He was a very loving father. He was like a father to all of us. In fact, as at the time my father Oba Erediauwa passed on, we never knew that our father was no more. So he took all of us like his own children. So he catered for us. In fact, even myself, when I was in England, the Oba also paid part of my school fees.
It's a very wonderful uncle. I remember when I was going to, study for my PhD, I consulted him and I told him I was going to a college in United Kingdom. And he said, I told him I was going to apply to Cambridge, where he also studied. He said, yes, many years ago, he said, I have been to Cambridge. Why don't you try Oxford? So I applied to Oxford and I was admitted. And when I told him that I got admission to do my PhD in Oxford, I was very, very delighted. He said, yes, now we can talk like people who went to Katab and Ozo, the same area.
It's a lot of nostalgia, really, because when you look at the growing up years, the formative years for us, where we started to learn from our father, was during the Civil War years, you know. And at that time, we were always surprised that our father was never at home. We hardly ever seen him. It was later we realized, when we grew a little older, that wow, he was really very involved in prosecuting the Civil War at the time, you know. And if you read from the reports and the archives, his role in Aburi conference and all that. So, but even then, we started to learn at an early age tenets such as patriotism, tenets such as loyalty, hard work, dedication, professionalism. So a lot of that personally has helped me through the years.
My dad taught me a lot of things. He taught me how to play badminton, he taught me how to read books, and he taught me how to be honest. He taught me how to be very hardworking. And he had a lot of wisdom. I used to actually just sit with him and tap from his wisdom. And he was a very, very calm man. And sometimes we all could just be agitating around him. I would just sit there calmly and nod his head, and just nod his head. So, and what else? Well, I used to go to a lot of parties with him when I was small.
Since the announcement of his passing, joining his ancestors, a lot of troopers have been coming in, and it's been amazing because both what I know about him and what people have been saying about him, you know, he's someone who's very, with all his responsibilities, is very humble, you know, and always helpful, always looking for opportunities to help people. You know, lots of people come, you know, with cases. He tries to be fair, to be just, you know, and he doesn't like people being oppressed, you know, and he manages to have time for everyone. He jokes a lot as well. So, yeah, that was basically the father I knew.
Contrary to what many would have expected, that he would want to know, to be sure that you were the son of maybe a highly placed citizen. For him, it was not about who my father was. It was not about the family I belonged. It was about who I was to him. And from the interaction, he saw a man that had a great future. And he could entrust his daughter to be a part of that future. And for me, that has been my most humbling memory of Oba Erediauwa, and that is why I always say that I don't consider myself his son-in-law. I'm his son, and he treated me as such.
Beers also covered part of the 14-day rites the Crown Prince Oba Erediauwa took part in, from the palace to parts of the town. This is in preparation for his ascension to his father's seat. During the preparation for the coronation, the future Oba of Benin chooses a title or name by which he is to be known on coronation. The Oba of Benin designate is the first son of Oba Erediauwa, a seasoned diplomat, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Oba Erediauwa. The official coronation of the new Oba of Benin is the next most anticipated event, which all Benin sons and daughters are earnestly waiting for. POS is standing by too.